Oh, co-creation. Okay, maybe we gave Restream too little of a rating last time.
I don't know. I think 4 out of 5 is pretty good. So let's keep our expectations high and hope someone else can beat them. But yeah, we do like Restream. Okay,
By
cool.
the way,
I think we're live on Twitter and YouTube right now.
perfect.
So the purpose of this video today is a workshop about workshops. We love a meta content moment. So today we actually have some work to do together to talk through an upcoming workshop that we're going to be doing. Thanks to our friends at Backdrop who are excited to help us bring kind of the conversation around experimentation, co-creation, and content creation in 2023 to more people and bring more people into the CHAOSS community. So we're going to do kind of two parts today. One is talking through how to assemble kind of like a flash cult, we're calling it, which is kind of the basis for creating anything that has a live component and driving community kind of to that and what that looks like. And then in practice, how we apply this framework to our workshop planning. So we're going to do both of those things.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And one more thing is that this screen that I'm sharing right now, the how to assemble a flash cult, this framework that we're gonna show to you, this is how you plan anything. This is how you plan to create anything. These are the questions: who, why, what, and how that we're gonna go through that you can use to plan anything, not just a workshop. So that's what we're gonna go. That's what we're gonna use. It's the ultimate planning framework. This is how you can plan an article, an event, an announcement, anything you're doing. You have to go through these points to make it bomb. Obviously, there's some sprinkles of like hooks and call to actions and everything, but this is what you have to use. So we're gonna go through this as well. We're gonna use this in future videos to do everything later, but this is what we're gonna go through, and then we get into practice about this specific workshop.
Amazing. So should we just start ripping through it?
Yeah, we should rip through it.
Okay, awesome.
Give us a
So
little bit of the concept here of the in theory.
yeah, so as Rika noted, this is kind of our in theory working checklist of the questions that you should be asking as you start to plan, whether that's just you personally, whether that's you bringing a team together to execute on some kind of vision, whether that's in person, an article, a video, just kind of the planning process starts with these very high level questions, starting with who is the target audience that you're trying to reach? Who are you talking to? And then that goes very quickly into answering the question, which is why. So what is the purpose behind why you're either creating something, why you're bringing people together? What are you trying to do here? Which is where we go into what. So this is where you start to plan out, again, how that manifests. I'm a big believer in answering the who and the why before you even get to the what, unless you have something like a structure in place where you have an article deadline coming up and you're trying to back into that. So really depending on how much structure and how much you already know can determine which of these become more flexible than others. So for the example that we're going to go through later, we already have kind of a who and a why and a what, and then it comes down more to how. So you have more room to play around with the components of how you get to, in our case, a workshop, but in other cases could be that you just want to create something. And so you back into what your skill sets are or whatnot. So yeah, this is just kind of a 4-step framework for you to just kind of have a checklist if you don't even know where to get started, so that you have a lot of the information that you're looking for and then can just kind of mold it into something.
By the way, we made a mistake, and the live streaming title is live streaming tools instead of
Oh
like
no.
how to create anything. But I edited it here in Restream. I don't know if it goes out, but
Okay. Noted. I'm also changing it.
okay, maybe
I
that's
don't
gonna
think
change
it's
it.
updated.
Great. So yeah, by the way, let's hop into that while you're doing that. I'm gonna go down to our in practice, which we already started filling out here. Should I make things bigger or is it very visible?
Let's make it a little bit bigger since there's some white space.
Okay, how do you make that bigger? Just zoom in.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, awesome. So let's get into this specific workshop. So who's this workshop for? This is the part where we thought about already the most. And I was like, let's go live already because we're just going to fill out the whole thing before even going live about it. So it is for the already existing chaos community or chaos community in general that's just becoming. Everyone who wants to get better at content in 2023, like the cool kids, and has this like gut feeling that we have to be way better at producing stuff and creating things next year, especially how major companies are coming into the space. We should pick it up because we're the cool kids in town. We should lead how content and everything is being created in the space. Let's not give the driver's seat for the major corporations and everyone. We can beat the wave. So for those people, for those who are
I just
also
added
keen,
another one also that we're doing this in real time right now, right? So I think one of the other areas that we really want to bring together, like the purpose for us for bringing people together in person is to kind of foster some of the conversations that we ourselves have been having together, that people have been kind of interested in chaos for, which is these like the ability to compile web3 tools together with web2 tools to do something, as we noted. So content ends up being kind of the catchy buzzword that is doing things with tools right
yeah.
now. Again, whether that's bringing people together into a Discord server or just like chatting and gaming and live streaming, like there's unlimited forms of content that this can take. But for us, I think getting people into a room to be able to say, wouldn't it be cool if we did X? And here are the tools that we have available to us to do that, or like here's how we would hack something together, will not only be a lot of fun, but also be a lot easier to do in person.
Also, wouldn't it have been funny if we start a video of like, "Hi, so we're starting a cult. Here's how. Here's how to do it yourself."
How to get started with cults in 3
Cults 101.
We're clipping that for
So,
sure.
yeah. Just wanted to add here a little space, little space for humor. But yeah, going back to who it's for also everyone. It's kind of hard to define co-creation since it's so vast, and whenever you're doing something with other people, you are co-creating inherently. But we do think that there's very specific things that, especially if you're doing that in the internet space, you need to know and need to do, and that's what LDF and I are massaging for the past few months of like how to do this well and effectively, and to get a 10x upside to it instead of just spending even more time waiting for the other person. So yeah, those are kind of who is it for. And the already existing chaos community is we do have free NFTs coming out on Mirror sometimes. We're going to start doing it in cohorts. We only had one so far, which is not claimable anymore, but we're going to do a 2-week cohorts of free claimable NFTs to be in the part of the community that's about a certain topic. So we are going to start with live streaming specifically starting from next week. But we're going to do a different cohort every 2 weeks, and there's going to be a free NFT to get into that cohort. Otherwise, we also do have this 101 XYZ course, which is about our very first article together about essentially how we became friends online and started co-creating. You can have inspo for that in our first Mirror post about, what was it called?
Virtual serendipity.
Yeah, virtual
Hard
serendipity.
words. We've come back and forth on that a lot.
Yeah,
I think also one of these interesting things is, again, this is our existing community so far. So we've been trying to do a fairly good job of having things that represented the different actions that people have taken. So we very clearly know who found the Easter egg in our first article because they were the ones that were able to join the guild before we opened it up further. They do hold kind of the 101 XYZ course if they completed that action. We know the people who subscribed to our first free NFT. And so I think it'll be really cool to visualize. It's less about using these audiences to gate access to things like the workshop necessarily for us,
Yeah.
and more so about who did show up, who was interested in live streaming, how do we leverage that the next time we build on it. Because like the live streaming cohort, for example, we already did a tool review video where we went through 3 different live streaming tools, and literally right after recording that video, we had 3 different tools that we discovered that we either want to try now or have tried. And so trying to keep up with what we're learning and who's interested in what components we're kind of playing with is a big part of this audience segmentation, as opposed to like limiting access to who can join us.
Yeah, it's more like, yeah, like just to emphasize what you're saying is we'd rather have people who are interested in a certain topic only come for those events and consume only that type of content, because we're also thinking about how you can personalize publishing better and to make sure that we don't just have a major gigantic group where we just post something about kind of in a niche but not really, and you just have to get fatigued out of like watching everything that we're posting. We want to experiment with how publishing becomes more of a curated experience, so you can opt in what type of topic you're interested in and only get content based on that and only be in a chat group that talks about that specific topic. So
we have a
why
lot of thoughts. We know you probably don't want to hear all of them, so we want to know which ones you actually want to hear.
yeah, true.
I love it.
Yeah, so we do have these set rules already that we segment by, and starting from next week we will have the cohorts as well, which are going to be very, very handy in making sure that this happens, so you can filter our content and thoughts based on what you're interested in.
On that note, should we go to why? Because I think this is where it starts to get
Yeah.
obviously we knew we had this kind of existing audience that we wanted to be able to activate in a different way, which was to bring people together in person. Obviously, we're talking a lot about co-creation, but it's just the 2 of us that are producing content and trying to add value and learning and trying to document our process. But there have been a number of people who have raised their hands, who are interested in kind of this general theme. And Chaos it's not like a product or a company, so it is evolving. And so I think as we look from who's already here and why were they interested to what can we do to see what other people would be interested in, maybe that's where we can go into the why of just the story we're trying to tell in a more constrained way. Let's say our workshop is, I don't know, an hour and a half, probably like a sweet spot for a live call situation. So yeah, should we start with the why, or should we back into some of the what and the how?
No, I think let's go with the why. Isn't that a big like marketing saying by some dude that always start with why?
Yeah.
I feel like that's
So we started with who?
yeah.
I kept arranging them. I was like, is it why and then who? Like it depends. But
no worries. So let's go with the why. I think we'll have different POVs, but they're kind of aligned. So this workshop specifically came about because we also wanted to have more of a kind of like relationship conversation experience rather than just us being very smart in different types of contents for you. So we wanted to have more of a conversation about what are we working on and how we're curating tools, and the whole thing that we already touched on is how to get better at content and co-creation and everything. This is why the workshop is becoming. And also a major reason is that Joey, the founder of Backdrop, reached out to us that Backdrop's working on facilitating more relationships amongst internet people to help each other out, kind of like almost like a marketplace for collaboration. So it felt very good to also do this while supporting a different Web3 tool that is on the come up. So
and informing what we wanted to see, right? I think that was another core thesis that we built Chaos on, which is that we're all trying to find product market fit by either facilitating new experiments or seeing what's sticking. And so, yeah, where there are founders and tools that are leaning into that principle, we really want to support that. And so I think that's actually a component of I'd love to use Backdrop in our planning process, specifically for the workshop, and invite their community to kind of be part of this as well. So that'll get into more of the how, but it's nice to have some form of constraints or requirements when you're planning something like a workshop, because otherwise, again, as we were saying, the in theory can go on forever and take so many different forms that you have to make a decision at some point. And so if you can't prioritize based on any kind of criteria, I don't know if, yeah, I've been to really poorly planned workshops before, and that's exactly how they feel, which is just like talking in circles, which we can do a group therapy session, but like, I don't think this is it.
Yeah. So I guess that point that I'm trying to summarize what you were saying in one point of why we're doing this workshop is to.
I think you kind of put it down.
I only put prioritizing. So it's not.
That's important, is prioritize. Actually, no, the point that I want to make on that is prioritizing not based on our assumptions. I think we have a fairly good idea of, number one, what we're trying to learn and what people have like explicitly reached out to us to say that they're interested in or that they liked seeing, but it's very sporadic. And so I think giving people a moment in time to come together to contemplate what we do next is also very valuable for us, because it's hard, right? You're just like sitting in your house, like we validate each other to a certain extent, but there's a lot of just unknowns, and we have a lot of flexibility in how we manifest this experiment together. So yeah, hearing more people's opinions is something that matters to me. But one of the other things that I think is important to balance there is that was a selfish goal on my behalf. As opposed, I think there's this give and take of what other people are going to get out of it, and then also knowing that it's valuable for us.
Yeah, but so hearing inputs and opinions, I think the balance here is that we want to get better and provide more ways and experiment with more ways what we can get more feedback and digest that feedback. But we also want to make sure that we want to have like a very well planned and organized and mediated, or how does it? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like a well structured workshop. Because yeah, I've also been to ones that became really long, and through our live streams, we also tend to drift. So planning it out, and we already have a certain experience that we want to give away. It's going to be good. Also, this is one of the major reasons. Why did we not put this down yet? We want to share our learnings already. Like we want to like practical learnings
in a concentrated way, right? Because like we've written a decent amount of stuff. It's fragmented. There's bits and nuggets that are sitting in YouTube videos and live streams and Telegram chats. So there is value in us being there to hand curate when people are asking questions.
Yeah.
So by the way, this is why you do the why first, is because this informs the how and the what. So you've already heard us kind of contemplate a couple of things that we want to watch out for, that we want to be careful of, that we want to make sure that we do. And so that's how you ruthlessly prioritize the way to fill the time that you have allocated, which again, I think for us, I think aiming for 90 minutes is probably good.
Yeah, max, with like questions involving like, I think so like moving through the structure or talking through the structure should be maximum 50, and then we should have a lot of time for questions, because this should be a conversation as much as possible, but still moderated. That was the word that I was looking for, not mediated, but moderated, because to kind of have a good balance of getting input but still keep staying on track, like a good panel. If you've ever been to a conference, like a good panel, which is always drifting into each direction, every direction, instead of staying on track. And it takes a very good moderator to keep it in a good one.
Telling a story, right? Like there has to be a flow. yeah, it needs an MC. I don't know what that actually stands for, but I know that's the role that they play in like an event. So it's one part sharing our learnings, one
And then,
part
yeah.
questions, and one part brainstorm, I think. Like it would be cool to come up with either another workshop or another experiment of some kind.
Hey. Isn't what are we sharing? Isn't like the workshop, the moderation, and how it looks in the how section?
I guess so, yeah.
Wait, no. So what is the what here? The what is
What is the activation type and activity? So
so
in my
then,
opinion, that was like, yeah, the workshop, like a 90-minute max,
okay,
well-structured workshop.
yeah, that's it. Maybe
That's
nothing
it,
more.
okay, yeah. And then the how, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hey.
I'm like, ho,
I was like, what did I
horses.
do? Are we not recording?
Sorry, did you sweat a little bit?
That was good. I was going back and forth on this though, because yeah, the how is also like how you get to it, right? So we
Mhm.
need to be able to gather input in some way, you know. So yeah, that's the activation, but it's like the go to market or like the
No, I think the how is beginning with us just abusing already all these products and having things to share.
okay.
Um,
That's true. We do
having
have a lot to say.
like collecting experience and what we want to say.
Right,
Um,
the learnings to share for sharing our learnings.
yeah, we have to be. This is our how we're preparing, and then we should prepare. Like this is already one phase of preparation.
Yeah.
Prepare the sharing. Prepare moderation. I think that
Do we
um,
see that as another person? Like, do we need a
I
moderator
think
for us?
it just we have to prepare to what is the track that we might want to keep the
Yeah.
conversation in. That's all. And then we can fulfill this role when I think one of us will take a question initially and then the other should pay attention that we stay in this track.
Yeah. Also, if we want to do any kind of like brainstorm or something, like I don't know, a Miro board or a
Ooh,
whimsical or
yeah. Or if it's
there's really,
not too many people, we can do butter.
ooh,
I think I showed you butter, but I think they can only take 200 or 300 people, which
I
I think
honestly just really like the name and I just really want to use it for that reason.
it's good. Also good. So when you're on the website, it has pretty good, unique user interface. It's really cool.
Okay.
Like the animations are everything. It's super cool. Um, and we can also import like a whimsical part or like whatever we want. It's a
Oh, nice.
pretty good collab tool.
Okay.
Um, but and like allows people to have their mouses, like all that in within already and like start collabing even while we're giving our learnings.
How
Um,
many people do you think is like, what's the threshold on that?
I think 200 is definitely safe, and I don't think we'll have more than
I
200.
don't think we'll have 200.
So like
That's a,
that's okay.
that's a lot of people.
I'm okay if we have like 15. That's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
same. I'll be happy if we have 15.
Should we limit? Should we have like a max amount of people that we'd like to have?
We'll see. This is where the what. I don't know. That's
Like the
interesting.
more the merrier, but it also is harder to moderate. And since this is our first shared workshop, we're gonna need to learn how to do that.
We'll see. Okay, this is actually another really good component of the how is anticipating that is so difficult to do. So we need to find a way to like gauge some kind of early interest because that will dictate how the content
Yeah,
is planned.
true. And where do we do that though?
And also, how do we don't even have like a date in mind for this yet.
No. Like I think we agreed that this should be probably in February, where we are done with most of our cohorts, about most of the
So we
most
have
of
the most learnings.
yeah. So like late as possible towards ETH Denver when we are done with the experiment, or at least the cohort type.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Okay, so then that should be a continuous process then, right?
I think so. Maybe we should have like a recurring.
We should post on Backdrop. That's not going to be all of it, but that should be one part
Yeah.
of it. I wish Backdrop had polls.
Maybe they do.
We need more polling tools. Maybe
Or
Telegram?
yeah, but we only have like 12 people or like 20 people.
Yeah,
Or like
right now, but if we set it up that this is part of the cohort
true.
strategy.
Okay, I think that's the 2 points that we can. Also, we can do Twitter. Like, come on. That's
true.
a lot of
But
our-
it's just so hard because you don't know, like, you know nothing about the people that fill it out on Twitter.
You know what we could do though is have like a Google sheet form, whatever that is, to fill it out, and it could be like 3 questions about what's your handle or name that you're willing to share, an email
Okay.
where we can notify you, and what is your main interest in this cohort, or something like that. Like something just super simple where we get more information and gauge the interest better.
Okay. It's just so like this is the thing I want to figure out because it's like the audience laying all of those over top of each other to figure out the context is so hard. Maybe if people gave us wallet addresses, that would help. But I basically want a spreadsheet that says, like, here are all the people that have engaged with chaos. Here are the people that have done like 5 things as opposed to 1. But that's why we're doing this.
Well, eventually our guild will feed up to that, but I feel like we are still very much scattering. This is kind of our fault. We're still scattering our audience because we want to like touch the most space, or, like touch the most, but have the most reach. So like that's kind of our fault, but like the guild can feed up to that eventually, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But I just think that would be a fun exercise of audio, like mapping it visually of this is the chaos community. I think that's what we should aim to produce for ETH Denver. If we're hopefully collecting at least one primary identifier, either wallet address or email address. So
okay,
that's the hope.
But then do we have any information / analytics that's also like kind of privacy mindful, but still...
I don't want to know like who they are as in who they are as a person. I want to know what actions they've taken. We can do that.
I don't know how.
We can. It'll just be like we look at the wallet address and say like, do you have 3 of the NFTs? Do you have 6 of the NFTs? Do you only have 1?
Okay.
It won't be perfect, but it will be interesting to visualize.
Okay, then we should have probably both, or maybe the visuals, because I was like, okay, email address and social, like, and wallet address, that kind of is funky to connect.
Yeah.
But we can do that through the mirror NFTs.
Yeah.
But also, it's also fine if we only have someone's wallet, but we also have the other person's email. And that could be like they took the fully email route of like Substack, is a YouTube subscriber or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Where like I ideally, it's not about me like knowing their email address and then also knowing their wallet address. It's just knowing like, are these 2 separate people or is this one person?
Yes. Also, we digressed, but I love it. I'm going to keep that in my memory for when we're discovering what we wanted, or like revisiting our goals like we do every month now, or at least once a month.
Our weekly pivots.
Yeah, our weekly crisis session where we go through what we want to do with life. Okay, so let's get into gauging the interest, and then we have to be really good at scheduling and very vocal about the scheduling and the sign-up situation. We're not doing that really well right now.
Yeah.
Is advertising a good word when you don't pay for it? Like just talking about it?
I think
that
so.
is
It's called
like,
organic or like,
yeah.
yeah.
And then the activation, this is pretty good.
Okay. And then there's the, what do we have in here? Analytics, reporting
what?
and analytics. Just like once the workshop is over, being able to publicize like what we did and or what we learned for people that either didn't come or didn't know that it was
Oh.
a thing.
Okay, so it's the like results,
Yes. Okay, that's better.
holding results, and then maybe we should have like a basic understanding of what results we'd like to look out for and then share. I think what would be really nice is how well this process worked.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
This like planning and then what mistakes we made with the whole operations of this. That would be cool.
I like that. Yeah.
And then the full results of
It's like bloopers, but for what we did.
yeah. The recap of our learnings, kind of like a summary.
That's just a summary of the first part that we're sharing.
Yeah.
Then what questions the community has about these topics, and then the outcome of the brainstorm, whatever that ends up being, which could be like stacks with multiple tools we want to see,
features and tools we need, or
Okay, yeah. Features and tools we need. It'd be really cool to do a follow-up based on that too.
Yeah.
With like, I don't know, founders of the tools we talked about or something.
That would be cool. Be like, hey Notion, come here.
Come here. We want to talk.
Also, this is like 4 major points that we have to produce content around afterwards. Like everything that we have above here, the who and why and what is what we have to do in the advertising or have to talk about it. How is probably people don't care about. We should keep that to ourselves. But then the reporting results area is the reporting results is where we have to like blast out so much content, because it's also here the questions part. Like this is also a gold mine for us of what type of content needs to be created with this. Maybe also we could have this already out, so we do say our why and what we're doing in our advertisements, and then we can have the like already gauging some questions initially.
Yes. I just made all the things blue that require content.
It's everything except the how.
Yeah, and the what. Well, yeah. I mean, whatever. Okay, I feel good about this. And so, I think we're done. I think the next step, not that we need to do it on this live stream, but the next step will be the schedule. So that's just like laying out over the next couple of weeks, like where are these moments?
Mm-hmm.
So I will do that, but just not on this live stream.
I love how when we're typing in one.
I know.
It's like I love how
see yours.
I love how it just takes over whatever you're writing, which I was okay. Okay, Notion.
But then sometimes I see us both delete what we wrote and wait. Yeah. It's like...
Anyway, it's also a blooper kind of.
Yeah.
Blooper in
bloopers.
Creation.
Okay, so schedule. That's kind of it.
I love how I think there's 0 people watching right now. Just
right now, but there were up to 10 at some point.
How do you see that? Or where do you see that?
I have Twitter open.
Oh. Damn. I did a video today on Twitter. It's doing
I know, it was so cute.
It's doing pretty well.
It's really cute. Did you just keep... So I saw someone do a demo of how to record a video kind of like that, and they just had a tripod and they just kept it recording the whole time, and they just like placed it in a bunch of places around their house. Is that what you did?
I Well, I could have one big video file. I took the route of creating many small videos from different POVs, or like I put the mini tripod that I have, the desk size,
Yeah.
on different locations and then doing different things. And then I imagined what would be like a fun succession of these videos. I imported all of that into CapCut, shortened them down. Some of them I sped up, and then I edited a lot of it, and then I did the voiceover of this story
So
that I
you didn't
created.
have the storyline before you recorded the clips?
No, I just kind of felt like I want to
Okay.
make a video about being the only one in the office and it's Christmas already almost, and I didn't really know what I want to say. It kind of came once I already had the small bits of content that I
Okay.
shared.
Right, because you're like, what are the things I would be doing, and then
Yeah.
how do I arrange them?
And
Interesting.
then
Okay.
I kind of, while I was like putting them together, I kind of formed the thoughts in my head of what I want the voiceover to be, which I think that's the step that I have to refine and do better, to have more of a, like I did pretty well with it being a loop right now. Like you can
Yeah.
start it over again and then it still makes sense. But what I have to improve on is what I'm saying, like that being also interesting, not just the video captivating and fast. I think that is, I'm already good at it, but like the saying of like what I want to say to be good too.
It's hard. It's so many components. That's why, yeah, it was
Yeah.
really cute. I liked the format a lot. You should do more like that.
I think so too.
Or
It was
POVs. I think POVs are really good.
how much we enjoyed when Jackson put out the
Yeah.
sped up version of him sitting on his desk and watching the World Cup and working on a Sunday. Like that's such us,
Yeah.
except the World Cup because I could not care less. But
Same.
like
Sports. Yay. I can't believe he said he recorded for 6 hours.
I
Like,
think that's cap.
okay, because I was gonna say in my head that's such a large video file, and
No, I think he's capping. Or you like started out with a time lapse. Like that's the reason why you wait, one more thing. I drifted back. Do we want to have the workshop planning just as a live stream on our YouTube and Twitter? Or do we
yeah,
want to, okay, because then we don't need like an outro and everything. Whew.
yeah. And then they get bonus content clearly at the end. 'cause
Yeah.
we're-
This is the extra for if
I
you
think
stay
there's a lot of
on.
cute little clips though,
Yeah, I
and
think
we do our work. So I think we're getting much better at live streams.
yeah. What we need to get better at is reusing that content and
Yes.
posting it. I think I'm a 2 at it out of 5. You're a 1
Yeah, no,
or a
I'm
0.
so bad. I
You have
know.
been.
I know. I really need to get better.
Because it
I'm gonna
gets
spend more
fun.
time. We have
But, like,
now we have a lot of material, so
do we? I feel like we're not saying like spurts of smart things. We can make a lot of bloopers though. Like we're really good at that.
but that's what we need. I honestly think the bloopers are better than
saying smart things.
yeah, because think about who our audience is right now. We need to be learning shit fast, but like Web3 Twitter doesn't want to hear us like tell them about Web3. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they want from us.
Do we talk? We don't even talk about Web3 though. Like we're talking a lot about like tools and content, and which I think they actually do want to hear our thoughts about.
True. We
Yes.
should just we need to speed run our list of tools. Like we should just test 10 tools in a day for the
Well,
first time. Like we should just go to the tool for the first time, play around with it, and give our honest thoughts. I think we could do that.
okay. Should
We
we
have
do
that massive list.
Yeah, that was a long list. I feel like that list should be put into categories maybe of tools
Okay.
of like
Yeah.
what are these tools? Some of them are Web2, some Web3, some are like directly content tools, some are CRMs, some,
Can
really-
this is what we should be doing, by the way. We should be making like 15-second videos that are like, what tool, what do you want from us? What tools do you want to see us review? Like something that people can just literally comment on a tweet,
Okay.
and that's the extent of their engagement.
But
And then we end up like doing what they asked for later.
okay, we could, and we maybe should. So maybe you could say, we could pitch it right now and post this as a 10-second, what are you want us to do? But I feel like we're still to provide before that. Like
Oh,
we're still haven't identified what the hell we're doing, and we still haven't put out content. Like they don't know what to expect if they say something into the void that they want to see it.
I
'Cause they
think
don't
they
know.
do though. I think we're not giving them enough credit. I
Yeah.
think maybe it's, to your point though, we could do it as one and the other, which is like, I don't know, when we post this tool review video, it's like we reviewed tools. We want to know what you want us to review next.
Yeah.
We
Like you
struggled.
could do that. But then you get something and then take.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we have to keep doing. Because we could do like I could share the screen. We could be like, this is our massive list of tools. We're putting them into categories. These are our categories. Which
Should we
one
do
do
that?
you want to see? Maybe we could. It's not categorized yet, so it's gonna be a little wonky. But
I mean, I'm down to just like, let's see.
wait, let me get into the. Can I stay in browser?
Even a 5-second clip that's like, we made this massive list of tools,
Yeah.
but like we want to know what you want to see us review.
Oh, this is topic dump. This is not that. Where's the tools? Products, companies, products. There we go. We should rename this right away. It's tools, products.
We're really good at naming things.
Like I don't even find it. It's perfect. Okay. So
Okay, wait.
can
Let
you
me.
put us in our good? Thank you. Should I just scroll down really fast? Do we have a number? Can I say numbered list for here and then it does it?
No way.
Oh, wait. I can just do, wait, go back. And then I can do Control A and then I could be like,
Come on, please work.
we have 65. No, sorry, 95.
I was like, wait, that's a 9.
I'm just impaired. I didn't want to say anything
I
more
know.
than that. Also, okay, let's go. I could say things. Should I say it?
Say things.
I can be like,
I
okay,
could say things.
listen up. We have this massive list of 95 tools. We're putting it into categories based on what they're good for creation. Which category would you want to see first? And then we should say some of the categories though.
I think there's like AI tools, there's CRMs, there's transcription, there's analytics, there's a bunch of Web 2 and Web 3 tools. We have no idea where to start, so please help. And also, we would love to add to this list and make it 195 tools instead of 95.
Amazing. Okay, so I'll do the intro and then we'll add what you just said because that was perfect, I think. I can edit that. Should I look in the camera? Is this cooler?
Yeah.
Listen up. We made a big list. No, I have to be more dramatic. Massive list. Listen up. We made a massive list of 95 tools that we collected that have anything to do with creation and being a creator. Which one? We're putting them into categories. Which one would you want to see first? And then we add what you just said. That's good.
Perfect.
Because we do want to give them like a few options to choose from because that also gives us more potential answers. I've learned that in my content life that you have to give people choices. Otherwise there's going to be like 2 comments.
Exactly. Okay, love that. That's a couple little clips. Should we do something similar that's like we're hosting a workshop? No, we'll do that. We'll do that when we get closer to what we need.
Yeah. Or we could already make one. Wait, but then stop screen sharing. No, okay, no. I'm gonna go back to screen sharing. I have a funny idea. Maybe we can be funny on command. Maybe we underestimated one each other.
Wow, shocking. In a shocking comments.
Okay, listen up. So my plan is to be like, we're hosting a workshop about how to start a call, like what we said during the call, I think, and then be like, psych, it's actually about creation.
Which is the same thing. You just don't know it yet.
Everything is a call to an MLM. I'm very convinced about it. So
You should draw a diagram in the workshop that's like a pyramid. You're like, so content creation. Here is me at the top. And then
you know
retweet my content.
Oh my god, I just saw it. Okay, wait. I have to show this. I feel like I have to share this tab right now.
Please.
So, Phil recruited me to sell these cards, and now I am recruiting you.
Who is this guy again?
Don't worry about Phil. He drives a Corvette. He is doing just fine. Okay. Calling cards are a wave of the future. These things sell themselves.
Who uses calling cards anyway?
You know what? That's a nice attitude,
We
Ryan.
used
I'm
to
just
sell
helping you
cards.
invest in your future, my friend.
Sounds like a get rich quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
Didn't you lose a lot of money on that other investment that went from the email?
We'll be the
You know
best
what's only
content
good?
creators.
Son
We'll
of
all
a
be the
postman in
ones.
Nigeria
You're
emails
like,
you
you have
directly,
0 views on your
asking
live
for help.
stream.
You help. His father ran the freaking country, okay? All right, so has recruited me and involved the more people who are investing, the more money we're all going to make. It's
more
not a
people who are
pyramid
watching
scheme.
our
It is
content, the more-
It's not even a scheme per se. It's I have to go.
Wait, it's cut off. I know what he's doing, but it was like cut off to the side.
No. Okay, maybe it's better this way.
It's a little bit better, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh.
You're like, you'll watch our content, and then we'll watch your content.
Yeah.
I have to go later.
And then we'll keep watching each other's content. And what you have to do is just recruit new people to watch more of our content and then share our content to start with. And then
But like, first and foremost, share our content, and then you will get other people to share your content.
so the more people you have under you who's sharing your content,
The more we all benefit.
everybody's just gonna be great at content. We'll all get views.
You're like, the quality does not need to go up, just the quantity. Only the quantity.
Okay, this is actually good mini clips, by the way.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
imagine so many ways to
Yeah,
edit this.
this is what it's all about.
Okay.
Should
Great.
we end this live stream?
Maybe I'm having fun.
I am
We
too.
also always say that we should just sit in live streams. When are you starting what you said that you would just sit in live stream and people join?
Wait, what?
Should we invite someone? Can we invite someone?
Oh yes. Who should we talk to? Who's
I
available?
don't know. Let's check who's live.
Who should we harass?
Okay, Josh is messaging me that we should use Beam.
Really? Can we try right now? Can we
Beam.
live stream to Twitter from Beam?
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe we can, but remember what happened last
I
time with the
know.
very long registration process?
The onboarding.
I don't have it in me right now to
I
fill that
know.
out.
Staring at all those fields just like kills me inside, even though I know it'll actually only take like 10 minutes. But wait, who do we want to talk to right now? Does Josh
we
want
get-
to hang out?
I don't think so. He's stressed F today.
Yeah.
He's actually working before the holidays or during.
Interesting. How interesting. Wait, there were people, by the way, you were not the only one in the office?
I was.
You're like caught on camera. Like, content isn't real, everyone.
Wait, I was.
I believe you.
I swear. Although, by the way, yeah, it could be fully fake. That you would never know. I might have lied. You'll never know.
At the end, you're like, or am I?
You're never alone. Okay. Okay, what if I just tweet it out? We're on live stream. Who wants to come and hang?
Yeah, let's do it. Also, I really wish that this didn't say live streaming tools.
Should we start a new one?
Yeah. I'll end